Welcome and hello and hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us on an extremely special edition of Un Poco Mas. We have a live studio audience with us. I can tell they're excited, and half of them are drunk. I don't know what they're doing there in the back row. We can't show that on the broadcast. Guys, it is Un Poco Mas. We're trying to give you just a little bit more talking Nio Stock, ticker symbol NIO. Boy, this thing has been through the ringer. I call it the Mount Fuji pattern. If you take a look at the chart, let me share my screen with you guys. If you take a look at the chart over the last 6 months, you see it riding along $4, as you know, down in I believe 361 was the low there, made the huge jump to 550, pulled back down to this exact position 502, then made this ridiculous pump to not ridiculous at all, because I think it's a $15 stock, but made the pump to I don't know what it was, 730, 740. And then the algo just walked it down in 50-cent increments. It's been quite dramatic. I mean, the borrowing has been, Laurence Olivier quality drama here. It's like 400 million shares on loan, only 100 and whatever, 60 million shares sold short. And so they hit, 496 today. They got the stop loss at 5. I don't think, they really stopped that many people out. I think the algo, it just works how it works, but does it make sense in this instance? What have we seen fundamentally from Nio of late? I think it's strength on top of strength on top of strength. That people see, okay, 3,900 deliveries. That's not accounting for almost 1,000 Onvo deliveries. And if you look at how the deliveries generally shape up, you get a little bit slower in week 1, builds in week 2, week 3, week 4 is even stronger. And then there's that little gap week, those 3 or 4 days where they just add a ton of deliveries there at the end of the month. So Nio's been above 20,000 the last 4 months. I think, this month with Onvo, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we hit, 24,000, because I think the Nio deliveries are basically going to keep that pace. And they could deliver, I think they could deliver, 4,000 Onvo vehicles, no problem. It looks like they're already consistently right about 900 a week. And there's reason to believe they have plenty more capacity in the pipeline. And there's even more reason to believe there's plenty of demand. So, sorry, Billy Jack, I know I keep talking and talking. The powers that be want me to make these ridiculous videos, and who am I, to say no? Anyway, yeah, so the Nio stock all the way down to 496 today. The volume is so weird with this thing. What they're doing with it is just so odd. I mean, talk about mechanics. The average volume is 90 million. So 5 days ago churning 75 million. 4 days ago churning 68 million. And then 3 days ago, it drops to 36 million, 38 million, back to 36 million. So the algo is not only controlling the price action, walking it down, and I would argue accumulating along the way as much as possible from weak-handed Delta Bravos such as yourselves, who just want to give your money away. You guys, like I say, you're always selling the dip and smelling the rip. It's like, why am I not making money? Why am I always churning? Because you're selling fear. You're weak. This isn't for you. Buy an index fund. Do something else. But this game is for people that, don't get afraid of something that goes bump in the night, because the market makers are going to do this over and over and over. Look at the chart. Look at how much they just cut the volume in half instantly. What happened to all that volume? Like, well, people were dumping 70 million. Nobody was dumping anything. This doesn't have anything to do with individuals buying and selling this stock, this chart. I assure you. This is purely smart money, market makers fighting with each other in ways that are completely over our heads and beyond our control. All we can do is what I did today and just buy the hell out of the dip at 499. Unless you're just a paper-handed, all talk, false bravado, tiny wing mama's boy douchebag. And you know you're out there and there's no shame in it. Just hide behind your mammy's skirts, dump your shares at $4.95, pay a guy $5 to take you out back and kick you in the nuts and call it a night. Did you give up your lunch money that easily? Learn to take a punch. It only hurts for a minute and you still have your self-respect. For God's sake, I hate you guys. I fucking hate you guys. Because you come back and you're like, why didn't I make money? Why didn't you tell me what to do? Why didn't you tell me when to sell I did tell you. I'm teaching you guys to fish. Sell your calls on the first pop of the week. Never be holding calls on Thursday with OPEX Friday. They got you. They got you by the balls. Can you tell these guys something, Bobby Joe? Maybe if they hear it from someone with two first names, they'll take it serial. Nobody takes me serial, guys. Is it because I'm chunky? No, I don't think that's it. I think it's because I give you so many shitty stocks. I talk about penny stocks, so many bad jokes. But seriously, guys, it isn't hard. I mean, I tried to tell everybody with SoFi, buy it off of 4. I bought so much, it's disgusting. And, in a timely fashion off of 6, I bought a lot of calls and they went up 400%. And I try to tell people this thing is part art, part science, and 99% bullshit. They want to make something that's actually very simple. It's like lawyers. You want to make something that's actually quite simple if you put it in plain English, so difficult to understand. You want to muddy the waters to such a degree, throw so much feces at the wall. Pick your metaphor. I'll throw out a few, as you know. I like you to be able to choose your own adventure, much like the Hardy Boys. And the case of the missing SoFi. No, I'm talking about Nio. I forgot that. Thought I was talking about SoFi. I don't really sleep that much, guys, and my degree of lucidity could be called into question, and rightly so. Rightly so. Oh, looks like water, but it's pure moonshine. It's hooch. 185 proof, 300 proof. I don't know. No, it's water. What's up, urban guitar legend? Nio rocks, and so do you, by the looks of things. You're a self-proclaimed legend. You're urban. I like it. I like everything about it. Welcome and hello. Haven't seen you before. We never get any new viewers. It's always the same old people. It's all Billy Jack. So it's, Ben G, the Rook. He's always castling. We got Low Country Luton Pawn. Medical doctor, runs a pawn shop. Finally, somebody new. Urban guitar legend. Thank God. Let's Nio, let's SoFi, let's Poco. Guys, sorry I didn't count it down for you. Anyway, it's un, Poco, mas, 3, 2, 1. Let's Poco. We're giving you a little bit more. And unfortunately, last couple days, we're giving you a lot more because I've been tired and I've not felt that well. And I've been making really, really bad videos and lots of them. But thinking about Nio, like, they're going after this thing like there's some imminent chance it's going bankrupt, or there's going to be this huge dilutive event, or whatever the case may be. But when you look at the reality, I think the Chinese state has other ideas. I think that there's absolutely no way the Chinese state lets this company go bankrupt. I think they're providing liquidity every chance they get, especially at the provincial level. I mean, you guys don't even want to get me talking about the scientific advisory boards investing at the provincial level. You don't want to let the genie out of that bottle, motherfucker. Those provincial investment funds will cut you. You don't do what they want. But, why would the Chinese government keep putting in money, build them these factories? Why would the Chinese government, force the presidents of UAE and Egypt to meet? Not that they forced them, but you know what I'm saying. The CEO of a small company, relatively small company, like this isn't like CATL or BYD, some company with a huge market cap, Sinopec or something. This is Nio. This is a $10 billion nothing burger company. Why are they meeting with presidents? Why did William Li take a meeting with the president of China, who was impressed with the ET9? Who else is doing this? I'll tell you why. Because battery swap network is going to be treated as a public utility, amongst other things. Battery swap is a chameleon. Depending on who you are, it's whatever you need. If you're a power grid operator, it stabilizes the power grid. If you're a government, you want batteries to last longer, be used more efficiently, be recycled effectively. It allows you to control everything, to test them all the time. If you're a car buyer, it takes away all the negative aspects of buying an EV. Range anxiety, battery degradation, depreciation, an unexpected flare-up, where your battery just blows up and ass blast you. Ass blast your fat head right through your sunroof. I am nailing it, Urban Guitar Legend. I agree with you. I'm spitting hot fire. They say, who are the 3 greatest rappers of all time? I say, Dylon, Dylon, Dylon. I spit hot fire. Bukasha. Trash this stock, one hell of a pullback. No, it has. You're absolutely right. I don't think the stock is trash. I don't, Pong Vuth Tam Wrong Youth. My friend, you can't equate the quality of a company with short-term price action that is clearly controlled and orchestrated by market makers at the highest level from the top down. This is a grassy knoll level conspiracy. How do you spell that? C-O-N spiracy. You guys have a spell check. Google it. I was told there would be no math. What's up, Billy Jack? Billy Jack, my main representative through Oklahoma, Texas, Texarkana, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Hokey Jomi, Okeechobee, the Okefenokee swamps and related areas, parts unknown, the Panhandle, the Carolinas, thinking about seeing how we'll do throughout Tennessee, the greater Midwest. I'm basically going to appoint Billy Jack the head of the entire eastern and central United States. There's nothing any you can do about it. I don't think I have that kind of authority. I don't know. I'll have to check with the government. No, I'm pretty sure I don't. But hey, they say possession's 9/10 of the law. And when you're Billy Jack, you can get away with quite a bit. What's up, Eddie Martin? Yo, yo, yo. MTV raps, and so do I, guys. I'm doing another channel. If you can find my rapping channel, you're going to be ahead of the game. You could be my 3rd subscriber. It's quite literally a power struggle, and I love puns, Urban Guitar Legend. A power struggle between nations, but China a huge lead and are driving the innovation. I mean, guys, it's not government subsidies that are driving the innovation. It's demand. Think about it. Why would the Chinese government be subsidizing this? Why would all these companies be racing to not be that turd that goes out of business and gets consolidated and goes bankrupt? Why do they care so much about market share and deliveries and batteries and all these things? It's because China is the center of innovation. It's the hotbed of innovation. American companies, they're giving up on EV in droves because Americans just don't want to buy them right now. I mean, I hesitate to say this, but, a lot of Americans are just big, fat, ignorant, reactionary assholes. What can you do? I mean, China, the government is going to push what they think is best for society. And if you get in their way, they're going to hit you right in the teeth until you agree. It's just different way it is. It's not like, oh, hey, do customers want to adopt this technology? It's, hey, you're going to adopt this technology or I'm going to beat you over the head with a club. And by the way, it's better for consumers anyway. China has, more stark environmental issues than Europe and the United States. I'm not someone who does statistics and numbers and evidence, but they have issues in the cities. They don't even want to give license plates for EVs in their major cities. It's very, very hard to get. They're not giving anything for gas, even hybrids. No, sir. Oh, we have the great Thomas Merrill. The pieces of the puzzle are every day getting filled. Partnerships galore. Battery swap is a standard in China, Middle East, Euroland, once they stop the tariff nonsense. Yeah, Thomas, what do you think about CATL thinking they're going to build 10,000 swap stations by 2030? How does that stick in your craw? How's that little bee in your bonnet? Let's see. Gotta send this really quick. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to run a business here. And, I do have a life, believe it or not, beyond these fantastic U-turd videos. In any case, so we're talking Nio. Let's get a look at the short interest today. The borrowing has just been, completely out of hand. Completely out of hand, completely out of whack. Time out of mind. Time is not on your side. Well, it's saying they're only borrowing 1.3 million today. Yesterday, it looked like they were going to return a few shares, and then after hours, borrowed another 2.6 million. Cost to borrow is still relatively low, sitting between 3 and 4, but shares available all the way down to 3.6 million. Odd that cost to borrow would still be that low. I think they can, put more shares on the market anytime they want. But utilization showing 97%. Short interest creeping up, shares on loan continuing to just go absolutely on tilt. Short volumes yesterday, 48% was in the 50s the last 2 days, and then 60s the 3 days preceding that. The 60s were when they really nailed it. The interesting thing, the last 5 days, basically, the stock from Friday the 18th all the way to Wednesday, the stock was basically flat. And then Thursday just fell off a cliff today. So the descent had essentially stopped here at 520-ish. I was going, no, it wasn't 520. It was 523. Yeah, I'm trying to, make a video, move through it. Don't need you lumps of dump fact-checking me. And don't change that to fat-checking me. Some of you very clever people like to make a lot of really funny, punny weight jokes. It's just hilarious. You guys are real cut-ups. No, some of them are pretty funny. But anyway, this just falls off a cliff, and then is it going to come back up, or is there more meat on the bone for the shorts to borrow more from 5? Does that make any sense? Like, what is this trading at now? 1x sales? And the major argument you hear is, hey, they're not profitable. I mean, this is the same argument, that Gary dipshit made against SoFi, in the sense that they pretend that the company is at full scale, that it's a mature company. It's not growing, very rapidly. I mean, deliveries next year are going to increase a ton. Firefly comes out, moving into MENA, Middle East and North Africa. I didn't even know the term MENA. One of the pleasures of investing in Nio, I learned new acronyms. Those are fun for the whole family, guys. The more you know. TMYK. The more you know. Let's coin that one right here on Un Poco Mas.
Let's take that offline.
Guys, let's take that offline. That was Tevez checking in. No, that wasn't. That was our corporate jargon.
That's a no-brainer.
That is a no-brainer, guys. So I don't know. I don't really know what the point of this video was, other than to kind of knock it out, kind of put another notch on the belt. The old the old mark on the Nio bedpost. But yeah, another just day in the doldrums. It's odd. They've been trying to hold this 36 million number on volume, but we're already at 36 million and only about halfway through the day. So today might land more 45 million or something. We'll have to see. They're sucking all the volume out of the stock like a goddamn vampire on steroids. But there's no big orders coming in. It's just like the whole market maker, the whole ecosystem is basically, you know, they kind of agree what to do. They're going to kill the stock. The only people they want to slaughter is retail, the retail lambs. You guys won't go in silence. Like, hello, Clarice. It's good to see you again. I heard you dumped your Nio shares at $4.98. You stupid rube. What is that pantsuit from J.C. Penney? What did Miggs say to you? Give you another penny stock tip? Don't take it, Clarice. Gonna lose your pension, your 401k. Be chaos. Dr. Lecter, I'm here to find a serial killer, not get stock tips. Yes, but the whole premise of this movie is very, very thin. I know it is. What type of accent am I doing? An orphan from Idaho? I don't know. The whole thing is just nonsensical. It's like Scarface in that everyone says it's a great movie, but no one can really figure out why, other than the fact there's a lot of stars in it. I know, Clarice. So dramatic. When I cut the throats of the god and wear his face as a mask. I mean, it's a bit over the top, isn't it? Yes. It's presumptuous. I would say it's presumptuous, Doctor. Much like this accent. Can't believe I'm even doing this bit in the context of a Nio video. This isn't even a bit. Like, I don't have a clue, guys. Silence of the Lambs. Thank you. No idea. I don't know why anyone would watch this. If you guys are watching at this point, you got to take a good, strong look at your own life and what's going on, what went wrong, and how you can right the ship. A good thing to do right now would just be to turn off your computer, throw it away, get outside, get some sun, try to meet some actual people. No, guys, that'll get you nowhere too. Believe me. I've been out there. It's tough. No, stay here where you get in Poco Moss. It's a cold, hard world. No, guys, it's not that bad. What's up, Carl Seamark, the mattress king of Chicago? Twice in one day. Carl, I've been on like 6 times today, man. I was on a couple times last night. Been doing some stupid other videos for some other channels. Pick not another YouTube channel, just some other just BS. I don't want to get into it. You guys will see. It's commercials in Japan. I'm in a diaper. It's horrible. But we're selling a lot of pickled ginger, and that's what counts. Picked up another 50 shares today, Carl. I hate to tell you, but I think I picked up like 3,000 shares off of $4.99. So, but I just sold some other garbage, probably at a big loss, as is my want. Nice. I've been buying a few more myself. Yeah, I've got a pretty decent size Nio position going here now. I don't know how many shares, but way too many. Way too many. Brian with a Y. Well done on wearing hats. This is your biggest achievement. Thanks, Brian, you saucy bastard. Really appreciate your backhanded slap of a compliment. What are you playing hockey? Because that's a backhanded slap, Brian with a Y. Coming at me. Coming right at me. Guy comes at you harder than the Real Housewives of Utah. I haven't ever seen the Real Housewives of Utah, but they say they got some, like, I don't know, some saucy, rich Mormon women just yelling at each other. I think they're sober, though. The Real Housewives of Utah are probably sober. So I don't know how it works. Are they just violent and argumentative in a sober state? Hopefully. Makes for good TV, right? Don't talk about my family. Excuse me, Teresa. I don't think there's 3 syllables in family. You're just adding an extra syllable in the middle. It's okay. I'm Italian. What? Your eyes look to the side. I don't know, guys. Like a gecko. Anyway, Nio revenues are going to skyrocket. I also want to be along for that ride. It's the Keto Cowboy. It's Thomas Merrill, Inside China Business. Sorry for the spelling mistake. Oh, God. I got to get off this video. How much more of this do I have to do? Another 5 minutes. Happy, joy. I can cut it short at 25 if you guys prefer. Not selling my shares. Goes to the threes. Alpha, it's possible I'll buy more. It was down there. I was buying. Been buying a few more. What are you doing to film your rock opera? I'm not going to film it. I'm going to do it live. I'm going to do the rock opera live if we hit 6 cents EPS. I've got 6 pages, guys. I'm going to bring in a full band. I'm going to probably get evicted from my office, but I'm going to bring in a full rock band, and we're going to do it. And do it like we did in the old days. Take it to the streets, get the fire hoses out, oil each other up. I don't know. Sometimes these protests get pretty gay, but gotta just go with the flow. Yeah, I added probably more than that, Billy Jack, and some more leaps. I had some money come back to me from some investment, and so I had to reinvest, and I put a lot into SoFi there a little while ago. Not now, but when it was sixes, low sevens, and then I put some into Nio here today. I put some into Nio a little bit earlier when it was a little bit higher. Unfortunately, the same with SoFi. I don't claim to be able to call the exact lows. Nobody can, but I feel like, $4.99, I was doing quite well. I think it'll move up. I don't think they're going to walk it down to what would be 470 would be that next step down in 50-cent increments. The old stair stepper, the old butt blaster. I used to do that stair stepper back in the 90s. Nothing worse than a fat guy on a stair stepper. So much chafing. Let's see, guys. We got Benji. I wish I had more cash to be Neo, but I'm a broke loser. Thanks for the show. Well, at least you're honest. No, you're not a broke loser. You're here, aren't you? Well, okay. Yeah, I'm kind of making your point. Neo's my largest holding, still not selling for many years. SoFi. Yeah, it's not my largest holding, Thomas, but it's moving up the ladder. It's moving up the ladder quite quickly. Microsoft still number one. Tesla moving up. Tesla moving up dramatically today up the ladder. I don't know what number it is, but Unpoco Moss, check out Greg Koch and tell me you don't have his sense of humor. He's a virtuoso guitars, but when you listen to him talk, you think he's your long lost brother. Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't really know if there's anything else to talk about. No new ratings, no new information, really. But the thing you have to look at, max pain is 550, guys. Options are telling us we could move up just a bit here tomorrow. Obviously, I don't think they want it to go over 550. There's a lot of calls there, but no reason it couldn't move up a bit. 525. If we bottomed out, the algo should start to walk it back up because, they're going to want to reaccumulate those shares off the lows. How many people were they able to stop out? 6, 550, 5. I don't know. A few million. It just seems like they're going in reverse because, like I said, with SoFi, retail is totally different than they were, pre-internet. Retail is not as scared as they were. Retail buys a lot of dips. I think for every person you stop out, retail is probably buying 2 shares on the dip at $4.99. So I don't think some of these games they used to play are really working. The volume right now is just anemic, and the algo is obviously completely in charge. But the algo 3 weeks ago for those 2 weeks was bullish, and the same algo was bearish after that. It's the same guys. The bulls and the bears are the same people, guys. The call is coming from inside the house. That bald guy was Bruce Willis. That's the twist. M. Night Shyamalan. Shyamalama ding dong. $1 million goes a lot further in Arkansas than California. Yeah, trust me, if you have $1 million in California, you're dirt poor. It won't even get you a condo. Might get you a mother-in-law unit. Might get you some type of an Airstream. You could park in an unincorporated area of the county. Throw bottles full of urine at passersby in a communal setting. That type of thing appeals to you. Anyway, guys, I have to broadcast for 20 more seconds. Any ideas how we could pass that time? No. So short volume, it is what it is. Everything's just kind of neutral. They're holding it. I don't think they could bring it any lower. I think retail's buying dips. Institutions are buying these dips, who are not part of the club in this flying flock of seagulls, Delta Bravo formation pattern. I don't really think you can miss here buying at 5 because the Chinese government is not letting this thing go bankrupt. They're getting, when you're getting cash injections from Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds, from state, provincial government, scientific funds, they don't have to get a good valuation. They're just trying to propel the company upward and forward and get them to profitability. They're not trying to dilute us. CVYN or whatever, they came in for 20% of the company, but it was at a good valuation at the time. And then these other investments that they're making in subsidiaries, Nio Power, Nio China, they're getting very favorable valuations because it's basically coming from the government. So this is all going on in plain sight. And then, the bears want to borrow and pretend this company is going to go under because they're not going to be profitable till 2027. How are they going to go under when they have an unlimited line of credit from the government? Think about it. The government saved this company. The government wants battery swap. The government sets them up with foreign governments, Hungary, UAE, Egypt. They just got a deal, to add 100 battery swap stations with a partner. Everything they're doing, they're laying off the capex and they're keeping a lot of the profits. Dude, William Lee is going to laugh last. It might take a little bit. Guy's humble. He works well with the government. I would argue that he functions almost as part of the government, almost as an ambassador of kicking ass and taking names. But anyway, guys, that's the Nio stock getting kicked in the nuts once again. $5.03 down as low as $4.96. Volume a little bit higher than it has been the last 3 days and quite a bit lower than it was before that. So it's threading that needle between weak and super weak quite nicely. Oh, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it so much. No, I don't. Can I buy a rundown detached garage for $1 million in San Diego? Yeah, I mean, you can definitely buy homes throughout Southern California for $1 million. You can buy homes in Southern California for a lot less. I mean, even $500,000, but it just depends where, it depends what. I mean, anything, populated, coastal, basically where there's good jobs. I mean, where people want to work nearby, people want to live. So people don't want to commute forever. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you joining me. It's been un poco mas. It's Danny Deals. It's a Nio stock. Ticker symbol is NIO. Hang in there, kids. It gets better. Bye-bye.